friend, friends and neighbor, or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Steelers franchise on Madden 22. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Drop some comments below. It is our bye week here. Week 7 is a bye for us, and this is noteworthy for, obviously more than just the reason of like the fact that we've got no game. So we're gonna dedicate this episode probably to just some scouting updates, because I think we're going to see some of those after we get through this week's activities. We're going to give the team rest and relaxation. We're 6-0. We don't need to have them pressing. Let's give them the time off so that they are charged up, fresh, and ready to go in week 8. So we get +2 injury for the entire team, and that's permanent. Plus, we get a morale boost for the entire team. Hopefully that gets Chase Claypool out of the dumps because he's been bumming. We kind of screwed that up, not really trying to get him involved, but I don't like to go out of my way because a lot of times it gets you away from your game plan. You start trying to force passes, you end up getting interceptions and stupid stuff like that. So we'll just have to let that be what it is. Deontay Johnson is my priority from a wide-out perspective anyway. So, all right, Trey Turner, he still wants more money. We're going to have to just keep ticking this up a little bit and hopefully get him signed. Let's go right there. That's for 4 years. That's more than double the fair offer for a 2-year. So this should work. Come on, man. Take it. There we go. I was just so sweating him saying, "Oh, I'm going to test out free agency." Like, we can't have that. James Washington, I think we're going to try and re-sign, but he wants more money, both bonus and salary. We gave him a fair offer last time, so we don't need to do this too much. Let's go like that. We'll just tick it up a little bit. Usually that does the job. There. Oh, come on. He wants more bonus money. Witherspoon, 26 years old. He is going to be key for us because with Joe Hayden getting up there in age, I think we need to try and do everything we can to shore up the corner position. Is this the first offer that we're making him? Yeah. So, just offer what they say is fair, and let's see what we get out of it. 2 years puts him at 28. Yeah, let's go for it. And he doesn't like it. Now, Big Ben wants to come back for 1 year, $10 million. Look at him, though. He's a 73 overall, and he's going to be 40 next year. I don't even want to make the offer. Like, he just needs to know that we're moving on. I hope that doesn't mess with his morale. I don't think that that really does. But that would be a nice dynamic in game. It could do one of two things. It could either bum them out, or it could motivate them to prove themselves because they know they're going to be a free agent. You know what I mean? So you'd kind of have to feather that throttle and see how it works out, whether to your advantage or to your disadvantage. All right. So we're through the negotiations. Weekly strategy. I don't even think we should need one here in a bye week, right? Yeah, I mean, there's no game plan focus. We've got the Browns coming up. We are going to go full pads because everybody should be fresh coming into this, right? Yeah. No, oh wait. Get back in there and go full pads. And then for the team goal or whatever, we don't have one. But you see here, we've got these 3 guys getting the focus for the extra XP. We need one more or 13 more staff points to unlock having a fourth one here, which is big because you can develop those young players a little bit faster, especially the guys that aren't getting a ton of playing time. So start the training. Hopefully we have no injuries. I don't think we will, but you never know. I wish you could sort by injury. Yeah, nobody got hurt. So that's good. Alright, so that should do it for the bye week. Now, what we're going to have coming up... Oh, wait for it. I want to see Najee Harris because I want to see his dev trait. Got a few upgrades here. Josh Dobbs. That looks nothing like Josh Dobbs, but that's Madden for you. Zach Gentry. Probably should have just given him blocking because I'm never going to throw him the football anyway, but not a big deal. I like to go with the scheme fit upgrades typically. There are a few exceptions to that, and I'll show you those if I get to one. Middle linebacker, I always go field general, and it's usually the scheme fit anyway. Outside linebacker, sometimes I will mix up depending on the situation, but in a 3-4, we are going to go and stick with the speed rush. See, he's a 75 overall. With Ingram leaving for free agency at the end of the season, I think Highsmith can step in and fill that role and do a decent job. I don't feel like Ingram's done a phenomenal job anyway. So, all right, Freiermuth gets an upgrade. We're gonna go with the possession because most of the time when I'm throwing it to the tight ends, it's underneath anyway. I just need them to hang on to the football. Kalen Ballage, I want you to emphasize your power running, because you're going to need it against defenses with the way our offensive line is. Kendrick Green, the young center, gets an upgrade. Nice. So he's 69 overall, but if you look here, it is kind of balanced with power and agility, which is good. Pass protection is not a huge deal as a center, because I don't feel like defensive tackles get nearly as much love in the pass rush in Madden as they should. Marcus Christmas, if you're up the middle in 3-4, you're going to be a run stopper, period. Now, James Pierre, corner. This is a position every single time take slot. Because see, he's man-to-man, a 66 overall. It's going to go up. Because if you do the slot, a lot of times it gives you that emphasis on man coverage anyway. So it's like a 2-for-1 special. I always take the slot upgrade unless they're already really good in man and slot, and they kind of lack in zone, which is pretty rare. So a lot of upgrades this week. I'm loving it. Our backup tackle getting some love. And then was that Najee Harris that I saw at the bottom? It is. Has he unlocked his dev trait yet? That's what I want to see. We're going to keep going with the power back. That's his strong suit. He does a good job running guys over. Where's that dev trait? Man, 145 more downs to unlock that. So we're still several games away from that. Now, that should get us through everything we need to do in week 7. And then when we advance here, it should give us a look at some stuff in the scouting that we have not seen yet. I believe this is the week where we're going to get the update from our national scout. And look, they're doing a simulated mock draft number 2 based on where things are at this point. So there's a lot going on here. The reason I knew not to look at scouting in week 7, so like if I go in, well, so if I go here to scout college players, this is what I would have gone to last week, okay? If you hit key info, triangle. It says, Week 7, more progress revealed via National Scout. I know that that is actually at the end of Week 7, because I have been messing around with a Raiders franchise on the side and just played Week 7. And anyway, so at the end of Week 7, you get some updates here. So we're going to just start at the top and work our way down. Let's look at the mock draft and see what the latest situation is here. So QB's going early, still no surprise there. But let's look at these guys just so we kind of know what we're dealing with. These guys are now 65% scouted. He's got B accuracy for both short and deep throws. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for in a guy. I want A accuracy on the short throws at a minimum. The mid throws and the deep accuracy, I can kind of look beyond a little bit. Why doesn't it show arm strength? It's kind of weird. Or is that maybe where throw power says good to great there? Would it be on here that they show me the arm strength? How can you not show me arm strength as a core attribute for a quarterback? Like, am I missing something here? Holy crap. Good job, Madden. I mean, they have it there. Throw power, good to great. I do put a little bit of emphasis on throw power, because on those longer, like, out routes and comebacks, you got to get the ball there on time. But anyway, so we've got a couple of them scouted up to 65%. There's a D tackle still projected to go way up there. Here's Frank Newton. This is a guy that I'm interested in, but we're not going to be able to draft him. But he looks like he's going to be a lock at corner in the top 5. So, interesting there. I'm just kind of trying to think about guys that I might be able to actually get. And it's looking like slim pickings. How many first-round picks do the Lions have? They're going to get Newton and the best left tackle. And the Jets have 2 picks in the top 10. Dang. Wait. The Giants have 2 first-round picks. What is going on with all the first-round picks for these teams? The Eagles. Weren't they up here? Is this broken? Or do these teams really have that many first-round picks? We're going to take a look at that. Where are the Steelers? There's a 3rd first-round pick for the Eagles. I don't think this is right. They got me picking last? That's not going to happen. And we're definitely not taking a left end. But let's look at the quarterbacks that are off the board at this point. There's one. Who's drafting quarterbacks? The Vikings. I can understand that. This makes no sense. I don't know that they would do that with Ryan Tannehill, but whatever. That's 3, 4, 5. So, 7 QBs off the board, according to this, in the first round. Which stinks because I can't afford to have a crappy quarterback. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to prospects now. And I just want to look at QBs, okay? We've got a bunch of them scouted. Now, a bunch of these guys were still projected to go in the first round. Then, yeah, all 7 of them. Like, if I look down here at some of these guys, like, how good is this dude? Let's just take a look at what we could possibly get here. B throwing accuracy, B throwing under pressure. He's got a strong arm, and he's got elite speed and change. Look at this guy. His physical skills look to be absolutely incredible. The question with him is, can he hit the broadside of a barn? They do have him listed as a top fit for us. Never seen a beautiful spiral. Calm, but aware of defenders. Knows when to throw it away. Loves to run and play outside of structure. Quick, violent whip throwing motion. So, look at those physical skills, guys. It's this that worries me. He's got A carrying. So this is a serious scrambler here. Can he throw the football with some accuracy is going to be the question. This is a guy that could come out and be ranked or rated like a 69 overall because he just can't throw the football, but you could still win games with just by being creative. But the reality there is that I would need offensive line help to protect him so that he had time to get out of the pocket and run. I don't have any of his throwing accuracy scouted. His physical skills are nowhere near as good. This is not a guy that we would be interested in. But let's put a star on this guy just to keep an eye on him. We'll take a look at some of these other guys like later on. We'll see what we're dealing with as far as their physical skills. But the fact of the matter is, all 7 of them still projected to go in the first round this far into the scouting process. Tells me that there's going to be some depth there. So now, where is the national update from, or the update from my national scout? We've looked at the mock draft. Shouldn't I have gotten an update from my national scout? Like, I swear I saw it there. Let's go to scouts and see, like, do you have some news for me? No, there's nothing I need to do in there. What is going on? I've looked at prospects, I've looked at the scouts, I've seen the mock draft. Let's maybe go here. Okay, so now my national scout, I can select a focus for him. He's super efficient at scouting quarterbacks. Actually, one thing I want to look at before I do that. I want to go back to the regular scouts. Or no, key info. Select position. See, week 7, more progress revealed via national scout. So I didn't really see that in my other franchise, so I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, it seems like it comes after week 7. But now I can also select a position focus for my national scout. I guess maybe I don't ever get to refocus my area scouts, which is kind of weird, but it's okay. Let's go in. National Scout, I think we need to try and maybe stick with quarterbacks. I want to be rock solid on what my options are there. So let's get in here, and we're going to go region breakdown and just assign them to QBs. There are a ton of QBs out there. I need to know exactly what we're looking at with those top 7. Really top 8. I'm intrigued by what we could get out of that last guy, but the B throwing accuracy, especially even on the short routes, worries me. So I want somebody with some athleticism, don't get me wrong, but I don't know that I can sacrifice all throwing accuracy in order to get that mobility. So, whoa, what is this next man up? Let me get to the injury report here. Is TJ Watt out for a while? What's going on there? I don't see anything here that's new. So, what is he talking? What is that about? Let's go look at it. This is going to be a short episode because that stuff really didn't take quite as long as I expected. Maybe we can go through and look at some more of the prospects and get a better feel for what all is out there. So we'll do that in a second. Johnson was seen limping around the facility and has been ruled out for this week's game against Cleveland. We're not going to put it on Chase Claypool. I don't want to risk him not having the big game. So, alright. Yeah, if I put it all on Chase Claypool, it could be a wreck. Offensive line will have +5 pass block for the next game. That helps. Just beat the Browns. That's our objective. Deontay Johnson is out, but we'll be back next week. See, I didn't see him on the injury report. So what's going on there? Did I just miss him? Injury report. They gonna add him now? There he is. Calf strain. Out for a week. Okay. Well, that stinks because he had a really good game last week. But, alright. So, we do have some players ready to negotiate. Who we got? James Washington. He wants a better bonus than what we offered him last time. Make it $1.5 million. You better take this offer, dude. There we go. Witherspoon was happy with the contract length, but wants more money. I'll bet that'll do it right there. Yep. All right, and now Roethlisberger's not coming back. I might sign Balaj just so we don't have to worry about going and finding another running back. He's not terrible. He's just a depth guy anyway. So, and he's not a bad power back that I could maybe use in short yardage situations. Like if Harris was to go down, Benny Snell would become my full-time, like regular running back, but in power sets, I think I might go with Balaj. Let's just make him the offer that they say is fair and see what happens. There we go. All right. Easy enough. Okay. What else do we need to do today? As far as weekly activities. We've got the Browns coming up. That'll be what we deal with in the next episode. So we need to go to our weekly strategy here. So our defensive game plan, they want us to defend the outside run. That is probably not a terrible idea, but they're a pass-first mentality from their play calling tendencies over there. So we're actually going to switch this up. We're going to defend the deep pass. If we're going to defend some part of the passing attack, let's have it be the deep pass. All right, everybody should be still pretty healthy, so we'll go full pads. For the offensive game plan, they blitz a fair amount, so I like the idea of the blitz counter. Gives us better short route running, catching, pass blocking, and throw under pressure. So all of those, I think, help us. With Myles Garrett coming off the edge against a, subpar left tackle, we're going to need some help getting rid of the football quickly. And I think this is the move to help us get there. We're going to just rock the full pads again on that front. And then for our team game plan goals, start with the head coach. I just figured out that you can do all of this from this tab. I was not doing it that way before. Let's go with win the turnover battle. Offensively, pass for 275. That's not a bad one. I don't think we can rush for 150. Although, yeah, let's do that. Let's try and emphasize the run against the Browns to help with time of possession. Keep their offense off the field. And then defensively, let's try and get to the quarterback. They can run the ball. So realistically, what I'm thinking we'll do on defense is be aggressive with our blitz calls. Because that'll help us stop the run, I think. It will just effectively act as a run blitz. But, maybe we also get to the quarterback a few times. And let's try and get a pick as our weekly goal on that front. Okay. It's not a bad mix. Let's start the training. We might have another player upgrade or two. Then I want to just go back through the scout or the prospects again. And we'll look position by position at Wait, I think I saw somebody got hurt there. Injury report. What happened? Okorafor, turf toe. Bugs, dislocated wrist. Ugh. This is not what we needed, because now we're super thin at tackle. We're already not very good, and now, with him out, Myles Garrett could end up having a freaking field day. This is bad. Bugs is not that big of a deal. He's just a depth guy at D-tackle anyway. Although, he might actually be kind of higher up on the... Where's my... Okay, so I need to go here and go to the depth chart, because I want to see what we've got going on the O-line. We might want to put Dan Moore at left tackle. He's probably our best remaining left tackle. Yeah, they've got him as the starter there. Dotson. Kendrick Green. Obviously Turner. And then who do we have at right tackle? Is it Haig? Wait, they have him starting there too. I'm going to move Haig up there so there's no conflict as far as who's supposed to start at left tackle or right tackle. Because they had Moore starting over here, right? Yeah. There we go. All right. So that's that. We're going to be challenged on the O-line, that's for sure. And then Bugs being out, he actually was the best D-tackle on our roster. This is not good. I wonder if I shouldn't move Hayward inside. We'll still have Wormley to play left end, and then TJ Watt to play. Why is Hayward... Okay, so they have Hayward as the starter. Oh, that's right. Watt is listed as a linebacker. Duh. Okay. I think of him as a D lineman, but he's not. All right. I think we're going to have to go with that alignment. So we're a little bit banged up coming into this one. And the Browns are 6-1. Their offense is really good. Their defense is as good as ours. Like, this is a game on the road I don't see us winning. But come in with a game plan and execute it. You know what I mean? We're going to have to try and get the ground game going. So Okorafor, even though he's out, still gets the upgrade. So he's now 67 for both power and agility. Pass protection still kind of lacking. Banner at right tackle. I'm going to try and get him a little bit more balanced. His pass blocking is so bad, we just need to try and improve it. You know, a 64 overall is not very good, but if you're 64 overall and you're not even like a balanced 64, you're not much use to me. So he's probably never going to be much use to me. So we're getting some player upgrades here, but not really any to guys that are super impactful. Okorafor, that one helps, but he's out this week, so. Alright. Let's get into now the prospects. Finally. There's a lot going on between weeks here. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at the prospects. We're going to go across the board and just kind of take a closer look. We might as well look at some of these QBs. We've kind of already looked at these guys, but I wasn't really looking at his physical attributes in terms of his ability to run. Not bad, but not that great. Decent to solid basically means he's slow. So we're not going to get him anyway, but it's good to at least know what's out there. Again, not very fast. Marginal to decent basically means he's got broken legs. Seth Pearman, what are you like from a athleticism perspective? Solid to good. See, I want good on the low end for speed, agility, etc. I'm saying I want that. I don't need that. See, like here, solid to good speed, but he's got great to elite change of direction, good to great agility, and great to elite acceleration. So he's a guy that could end up being okay, but solid to good as far as his throw power is not ideal. He can throw under pressure. We'll have to see what the accuracy is like or whatever. But anyway. They've got... So Notre Dame has 2 quarterbacks. This Crawford is the backup. You can see Messina is the starter, I guess. That's interesting. All right, Trayvon Nix. What do you got for me, my man? The accuracy is not ideal. And he's got pathetic speed, so we do not want him. That's faux show. Andrew Brothers. Physical skills, not bad. And he's got good to great throwing power. Wait. I didn't look at the accuracy or whatever that they had scouted. His medium range throwing accuracy is excellent. Physical skills, good to great throwing power as well. So that's one we want to maybe mark as one to look for, because he should be available toward the end of the first round, and that's where we might try and sneak in and get him, depending on where we're picking in the draft. Okay, so this guy is athletic and has a pretty strong arm. I like what we've got here out of Kenny Smith. We don't know what his throwing accuracy is like, but let's put a tag on him as well. All right. Now for halfbacks, we're not likely to draft anybody here. There are a bunch to pick from, though. Holy moly, there are a lot of halfbacks in this draft. So we, maybe late in the draft, if there's somebody there and we don't like some of the other options that are available from a talent pool perspective, maybe we snatch one of these guys. But actually, let me go back and show you something, because I'm pretty sure we are not going to have some of our picks in the middle rounds because of previous trades. So where do we go for trades? League transactions? Or does this just show us league transactions? Yeah. I want to go, I guess it's probably under roster. So, roster, trade center. So if I go to trade center here, let's go manual trade. And now basically what I want to look at is draft picks. So go here, draft picks. First, second, third, and 2 sevenths. That is not good. I would have liked to have had at least a 4th round pick, because we really need a QB. We need to get better on the offensive line, but I don't know if we're really going to have much of a chance to. So like by the time we get to this 3rd round pick, if there's still a really good halfback there, we might take one. Even though we don't necessarily need one. Sometimes you just take the best player that's on the board. We'll just have to see how that goes. But I'm not going to waste a 3rd round pick on a left tackle that's not better than what we've got right now. So anyway, that's that. Now what I want to do also is look at, let's just put one of these on here just so we can go back. And now I want to look at other teams' draft picks, because something didn't seem right here. Wait, go back to the Bears. Oh, come on. draft picks. So they don't have a first round. Maybe that was right. Bengals have 1. Bills have 1. Broncos 1. Browns 1. Bucks 1. Cards 1. Chargers, Chiefs. Colts don't have 1. Okay, yeah, so see there, Eagles have 3 first-round picks. I think the Lions also had a couple, right? So a lot of teams traded away first-round picks. Did that happen, like, since we started here? Or I assume some of those were already in place. Like, I think the Lions already had a second pick stocked up from the Stafford trade. But, like, if I go to League Transactions, and then maybe we go down past our re-signings, I just want to see traded. Third-round pick, third-round pick, third-round pick, fourth-round pick. So everybody's trading for draft picks. I guess those were already set up that way. So, anyway, I thought Madden had screwed up that mock draft, but they got it right. Good job. Now, I don't know that the logic makes sense, but okay, let's go back into the prospects again, and we'll keep filtering through and see what's out there. So, we kind of got to look at halfbacks. We don't need to look at them too closely because a lot of what I decide to do there will depend on, A, if someone's actually available that we think is a good pick for us, but also the combine tells you a lot about what you need to know with running backs. You need a guy that's super athletic, really good acceleration, fast, strong is nice if they're a power back, that sort of thing. So you learn a lot from that. The rest, the scouting is going to tell you some of their key attributes. Like if I go to this guy, I want to see stuff like break tackle and carrying. I want to know that they can shed a tackle every now and then, and that they're not going to fumble. If you don't have A for carrying, I'm probably not drafting you as a running back. Period. I will not tolerate fumbles. Don't really need to look at fullbacks. Wide receivers. So there are some guys in these middle rounds that maybe we get interested in, but some of that again is going to come down to combine info. So we're not going to spend a lot of time there. That's a deep tight end pool right there. Pretty interesting. But I'm not going to spend a ton of time looking at those. You see some of these guys kind of falling down the board. This guy moving up a few spots. That's just based on, like, our scouts do that based on what we've seen. I assume other teams, these changes are based on their scouting reports. But anyway, that's that. Okay, so I do want to look at these left tackles. This guy's moving up, but if he doesn't come way up, he's still a third or fourth round pick. Now, the reason that might still be relevant is if he is there and we didn't get a tackle in the first couple rounds, maybe we take him and just see if we get a gem. But he's got good awareness. I need to see like really good run blocking out of a guy like this. Since his pass blocking is not that good, your run blocking better make up for it, or we're probably not going to take you. All right, now let's come up here. This guy's still projected to go in the first round. He is a B pass blocker. So basically what we've seen from him is the exact same as that third round guy. Now the difference is probably going to come down to maybe some of those other skills, but also his physical attributes that he shows at the combine. This guy cannot run block, period. So forget him. F? Are you kidding me, bro? Yeah, that's not going to happen. How about Ed Allen? What do you got for me? We don't know. A, awareness. And then for his skills, I don't really care about lead block. He's got some pass blocking finesse, which is good. Lead blocking is not that big of a deal, in my opinion. I mean, you're a left tackle. If you're a guard where you might need to pull every now and then, maybe that becomes a little bit more relevant, but okay, so there's still a couple of options there. This guy is probably a no-go based on his run blocking skills. Left guard, we're not terrible here, but we'll take a look at these couple of first rounders just to see what they have shown so far. B and C, I don't like that C run block. If that was reversed, I'd actually like it a little bit better. But as far as these skills, anything else that we've seen? He's not a bad pass blocker from the looks of things, but not sure what to expect out of a guy like that. Maybe we'll see more as we go. If I could see a stud left guard that also has like the body type of a left tackle, then maybe we make that change. So here, C for his pass blocking is not ideal. C for his run block. Yeah, he's just not very polished. So I don't know that that's a good option. You know, some of these guys in these O-line positions are not going to be real polished, but they might have really good physical skills and good awareness. Can sometimes make up for some of that stuff, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I am going to look at centers because sometimes you can get steals here. Like, the awareness for that guy is not where I'd like it. But whatever. We'll see more of these later in the scouting process. C and C there. Like, that's just not really that good. We're probably not taking a center. But, alright, right guard. If I draft you, you're going to get moved to left guard. But the C pass blocking is probably an indication that I'm not going to take you. Although, yeah, he's not very good at pass blocking. I can look past that a little bit on the interior line, though, if you're a really good run blocker. So just keep an eye on him, see what shakes loose. Let's see, right tackle. There's only this one guy, and he is actually slipping down the board. We've got him 55% scouted. Pass blocking an issue. Skills, he's got pretty good pass block finesse and power. So that's good. He's got good run block finesse. So that's good. So we'll see. He's a maybe, but I really wish that that pass block rating was also a B. Because it might not make him an improvement necessarily over the guys that we've got. If he's got really good physical skills, though, sometimes that translates to a higher dev trait. So like here's where if we saw a lot of greats and elites, which we're seeing, I would like to see a great to elite strength, though. That is a key attribute for your O lineman. So maybe he crushes it at the combine, but I don't know. All right, I don't think we need a left end that bad, at least. I mean, we'll look at these guys. If they're a stud and they're there in like the second round, maybe we grab a guy. Like, he's a good tackler. We'll have to just see what these guys... actually, what kind of body type does he have? 264 pounds. He might be a 3-4 type D lineman, but that's a little bit light. And he looks like more of a speedster because his strength is the one thing that lacks. So he's probably not the right fit for our scheme. Now, same thing with this guy. Now, this guy, projected to go late in the first round or early in the second, has the body type of the kind of guy that could fit our team, but no finesse. He's slipping down the board. He doesn't even have good strength. So, yeah, you're a pass. All right, what else? Right end. 216. How about this guy? 320 pounds. Good finesse moves, good power moves, good to great on his strength. Good to great acceleration. He's got great speed for his size. So that's a maybe. You know, we'll just kind of have to see how things go, but good play recognition. Now we've got Cam Hayward, so he would have to shift to the other side of the line. Now this guy, also a big, heavy defensive end. Good block shedding, good power moves. Why is he slipping down the board? Strength is an issue. But, I don't know. We'll see. That's a maybe. Again, some of these guys, like, we want to know what's there, even though we might not be drafting them unless they fall down in the draft. D-line, or D-tackle, I will look at. Simply because if there is a stud that's there, like in that third round, we might do it to try and get ourselves positioned to flip to a 4-3 at some point down the road. Anyway, like this guy's obviously not going to be there if he's projected as a top 5 pick. This guy's sliding down the board. This guy is moving up. What do you got for me? He's not as big as I'd like for like a nose tackle type, but he's got good finesse, great strength, and acceleration, and speed. His agility could use some work, but at D-tackle, that's not a huge deal. Impact block. Why does that matter? Maybe that's just showing how quickly he can fire off the ball and get a push. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'd like to see better pursuit out of him as well. But nonetheless, we're not sure exactly what we'll do in the draft until we get closer to it. I don't think we need to worry about linebackers right now. And it's kind of thin here anyway. I'll look at this guy. I'm a sucker for middle linebackers. If they're a stud, I'll just take you and trade Devin Bush. Like, I'm not scared to do that. Zone coverage isn't very good, but that's not a huge deal. I'm more worried about you making plays in the run game. He's got great strength and speed. Change of direction, a little bit of an issue, so he might not be able to cover well defensively. But I don't know. Hit power is way up there. I'd like to see, like an A tackling and an A block shedding. The rest of it is stuff that I would probably control if I take a guy like that anyway, because I will, I'll be the user player on that one. Mark Money, we'll take a look at you. He's slipping down the board a little bit, though. What's that about? Look at the skills here. Strength isn't the greatest. He's got speed, agility. Everything else is okay. Change of direction could use a little bit of work. Hit power is not the greatest. That's not a huge deal, but I don't know. Well, that's probably a doubtful selection for us. So, all right, outside linebacker, we don't necessarily care. Corner, I need to know what we're dealing with here. Frank, man, why are we not getting any? I kind of regret keying on quarterbacks, but that is my priority. I do want to draft a corner. The key to be able to do it, though, is I need to be able to get, I either have to, get one of these guys late in the second round, if that's where we're picking, or take them in the first round and risk not getting the quarterback that I want. So there are some risks involved here for sure. The mock drafts that we see right before the actual draft are going to be crucial. We know that this guy's probably a stud. A coverage on both man and zone. His physical skills, elite, 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 and elite for all of the speed, agility, change of direction, etc. So he's going to be really good in coverage. He's not great at jumping, and his strength isn't the greatest, but at corner, that's not a huge deal. How tall is he? 6'2", so the jumping is probably not a huge issue either. And then you look here, like, he's also a pretty good kick returner. He's got injury concerns, but if he's got really good awareness and, like, press coverage or whatever, this dude is the real deal if he can stay healthy. We're not going to get him, so I don't really know why we're looking at him. It's just curious sometimes to see a guy like that, what he brings to the table. Now, Preston, speed is good. Change of direction is a huge issue. He's not going to be able to do man coverage. So, play recognition is kind of an issue. I don't think we would end up drafting a guy like this, because I bet his combine will expose him when they get to that. The change of direction. You can't cover a guy if you can't come in and out of breaks really quickly. All right, James Money. What do you got for me, my man? Wait, scouting report says D, man coverage. He doesn't have top end speed. He doesn't change directions well. That is an absolute pass. No thank you. Shontavious Crisp out of Tennessee. C on zone coverage. B on catching. Physical skills. He doesn't have very good speed. The change of direction sucks. That's probably a pass as well. So, I mean, some of those might be relative to this guy, though. Like, if we look at him, he is going to be elite on all of these skills or whatever, or physicals. So everybody else is basically compared to him. So, like, if he's got just crazy good physical skills like that, he's probably like a superstar dev trait. And then these guys might not be that bad, but compared to him, they look like chumps. So, I'm going to look farther down the board here because we might need to pick up a corner in the second round or third round. Zone coverage isn't bad. He's got elite speed, elite change of direction, but acceleration and agility are questionable. He can't jump either. Good hit power and zone coverage, decent play recognition. That's a maybe. Still need to know, like, the zone coverage, man coverage, press trio. Like, he doesn't press very well. That could be an issue. He's not very tall either. He's already 24. No strength. No speed. He's out. He gone. How about John Sullivan out of Wake Forest, and then we'll look at one more here to get through the guys projected to go in the second or third round. All right, he can catch. He's got pretty good speed. He's decent on everything other than agility is also an issue, so I don't know about that. If he's got really good, like, core attributes here, he might be one of those guys that maybe we use, like, in the slot or something. Especially if he's really good at man coverage. So, that's a maybe, but probably not. Cassidy Moss. 5'9", can't cover in the zone. Those are not ideal. Yuck. Yeah, he's probably a hard no. Is there anybody else that we should look at? I don't know. Like, this far down, I don't know yet. We'll just wait and see once we get them scouted a little bit more. Oh, crap. I guess all that's left is safeties. We'll look at them real quick just to see if there's anybody that's, like, outrageous. No, I mean, nobody even projected in the first round, and nobody's shooting up the board either. This guy is shooting up the board. What do you got for me, dude? Hit power and tackling is okay. play recognition is good, as is stamina, but he does not have good agility or acceleration. He's got pretty good speed and he's strong, but he's a guy that's probably like a sub linebacker type strong safety that can help in the run game, but is not very good in pass coverage. So that's probably a pass. We don't need that. All right, now I want to look at. I just want to look at the guys that I have listed as favorites. Can I do that? Yeah, here we go. Why did we... Is this a guy that they told us to keep an eye on? Maybe? I bet that's what that is. No ability to pursuit. He's got subpar speed, realistically. Yeah, I don't think we really need to worry about this guy. We're not going to be taking him. And from what I'm seeing so far, it's probably a pass. Let's just go ahead and remove him. I don't... You know what? We'll leave him on there. The team told us to take a look at him for a reason. We'll go ahead and do it. Maybe there's something about him that... you know, he might have, like... sometimes they give you those hints, and it turns out that the guy, even though he's not very good, or like he's really raw, he might have a strong dev trait where he's like superstar dev trait. So if you just give him reps and give him focus in your practice and training or whatever, they develop really quickly and become a pretty decent player. So that's it for this one. I think we're ready now to, you know, move forward in the next episode to week 8 with the Browns being the challenge there, and I don't know that we can win this game. It'll be a tough one for sure, but tune in next time. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we'll see y'all next time.
Good evening, friend and neighbor. Or shall I say this afternoon?